Shazam, issue number 1, another entry from the dawn of DC. I don't know how many of these books I'm going to cover, but I do want to try to at least talk about the first issue for a lot of the ones I find interesting. If the numbers are good, maybe we'll continue talking about Shazam. Because I think this is going to be a really weird testing ground to see if this character has relevancy to a new generation, or if it's going to be old school fans that are picking this up. Clearly young people don't want to see Shazam, and I get it. The character is old school. Literally, the cover for this book is Billy Batson in the modern day ripping through the pages of old Shazam comic books, and I get that's going to be not appealing to everybody. He had a movie that nobody liked with an actor who didn't do a great job portraying the character. I don't want to get into the Fury of the Gods, but having this book come out pretty much after that movie bombed, and now it's like, okay, we tried, you know, the Shazam universe and characters weren't good on the big screen. We can try to fix them now in the comic books. Kind of exciting. Kind of a nice thing to play with and to experience, so I like that. This book is also written by Mark Waid, legendary comic book writer, and Dan Mora is doing the artwork, and they were a team that worked together on the Batman Superman World's Finest book, which is a really strong book, and I really recommend people check that out. So if this book continues to be anything like that, we're in for a treat. They did write Billy Batson in that book too. He was a character in there. And this is just like spanning out of Lazarus Planet. We'll kind of talk about it. For a minute, Billy Batson was kind of gone, and then like Mary Blomfeld took over the powers of Shazam. A couple weeks ago, she lost them, but then she had like a magic like boots from an Amazon, and she got like her own power back. It's weird, but it's fine. I don't know. And yeah, so we're just getting into this book. We open it up, and Billy Batson is riding a dinosaur. And they're headed for a cliff, and he's like, oh, jeepers. He tries to pull it away, but they fall off. So using his super speed, he tries to create like a net to catch the dinosaur, and it works. And what we find out is that this dinosaur is actually from space, and it's a little baby dinosaur who ran away from its parents because it just wanted to go see sights in this new world that they crash land on. So he brings it back home to its parents, and they're like, thanks, dude. We appreciate all the work you've done. Maybe you could stay for a minute and have some tea with us. So we see Billy's going to have some tea in like a big tea glass. Again, we're doing hokey, goofy comic book stuff, and Waid is a perfect writer today to attempt to do that stuff. So this is really funny. We give Billy an oversized teacup. He tries drinking the tea. He doesn't like it. But then, you know, the lady dinosaur's like, why don't we get out the biscuits? It's like, yeah, let's do that. But Billy doesn't like the food. It's fun. It's cute. It's a child. It works. I'm having a good time with it. So he just tells him the story of Shazam, essentially telling it to the readers as well. Just like, hey, you know, a wizard gave me powers, and when I say this thing, I get the powers. It's cool, it's fun. They head back into space on their spaceship. He waves goodbye to them, and then he goes to the Rock of Eternity, which is now floating in space somewhere. This has become his Batcave, and he's just explaining the past couple of events. The wizard just kind of like effed off for a minute, and he's like, you can just stay here now, make this your own little fortress. But he's been integrating it in his own way, adding new things to make it his own. So he puts the big teacup on like a pedestal. He starts playing with his action figures. He's bowling. He's got big speakers. He's watching movies like old school serials of Batman and Robin, playing video games, just acting like a kid. And when you have Dan Mora drawing that, it looks really good. As he's doing that, we see that Freddy walks in. He's like, hey man, how's it going, Captain? And we realize, oh yeah, we're calling Shazam Captain now. I guess because we can't use the name Marvel, but we did use it in the last thing with Mary, right? I don't know. Very strange. They even used it in the movie. They said Captain Marvel in the movie. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they're not going to call him Captain Marvel. They could call him something other than just Captain, because it doesn't really work, you know? You could try a little harder, but then again, in universe, when it's just kids coming up with this name for him, I can't complain about that. So after Lazarus Planet, Billy got the powers of Shazam back. None of the other members of his family are able to use the powers, so it's just solely him controlling everything, and he doesn't know how he can give the powers back to his family. Interesting. Almost like that concept was in the movie nobody watched, so they want to stray away from it. Now, again, I think Mark Waid's a really talented writer at doing the things that are mandated by the company. Like, you have to hit these beats, you have to make it this, while still staying true to the character. I think he's better at that than most. So maybe the fact that, like, oh, we can't have the extended family with their powers is just more like, well, we don't want to tell that story. And I'm here for that. But as they're chilling at the Rock of Eternity, they're going to be late for homeroom, so they have to fly down and get there. And we see two mysterious cloaked figures walking through the Rock of Eternity. One's a big, strong boy with a beard, clearly a god of some type, and maybe another wizard who's giving his powers to somebody. Like, I'm just saying the one in, like, the robes could be, like, a different wizard giving a new champion some new powers. That's a story that I would be okay with. I'm here for it. So they reach their school just in time. Billy turns back to Billy, and he starts talking like, being Billy is just, it's okay, but people think like the power of Solomon makes me smart. It just makes me wise. I don't actually know any of like my math problems. I just know I should eat more vegetables. Like, exactly how a kid would think about that stuff. And he says that in a panel where he's eating ice cream and pizza. It's really fun. Not so fast, not too coordinated. Gets kind of tied up in the gym ropes while he's in gym class. It's very fun and we're having a good time. Just setting up that this is a character that we know and we love, and if you're new to him, this is his journey. He's a silly little kid in an adult man's body, having a goofy old time. We're kind of here for it. It's kind of having a good time. We love it. We love it. We cut back to their home and they're headed in, and we see that Tawny is making some dinner, I suppose, and it's just nice. We get all the characters. They're all going to show up in this book. Tawny's here too. Makes sense. We like it. And as that's going on, Billy also reveals to us that him and Freddy have like a fan cast where they talk about Captain and like all his adventures, which is an idea we have seen in the movie, and it's an idea that works to modernize up the Shazam character. If you are a young person, a la like Kamala Khan, you are going to be doing YouTube stuff talking about your favorite heroes. So Billy and Freddy talking about Shazam and getting like an audience conversation about him, it's kind of fun. I think it works well. You have a beautiful page where you just see Billy kind of talking about like all his adventures, saving cats out of trees, talking to the dinosaurs, working with first responders. It's really fun. As he's doing that, there is like a huge earthquake that hits California, so he's going to have to tell his people to like and subscribe, and then go head out to deal with that. So he flies down there, it's an earthquake. The thing he knows what to do because he's a kid is like lift up rubble, get people to safety. So that's what he's doing. He's zipping around, saving all these people, just helping everyone before there's more collateral damage that hurts bystanders. He's doing good work because he's a kid. And it's like, yeah, this is great. Look at him go. He's having fun. He's doing the work. He's doing what he needs to. We're proud of him. He saves a bunch of kids, and the news reporters show up. They're like, wow, sir, do you have anything you want to say to the millions of viewers? He's like, just glad to have helped. And then we see one of the people he saved was like, help, you saved my baby's lives. How can we ever thank you? And then you just see, well, Billy's like, you think it's going to be like cheeky. He's going to be like, well, maybe you could get me ice cream or something. It's like, no, you can get the hell away from me, you pathetic stinking cow. And he swats the woman away, and he goes on like a huge tirade where it's like, I don't even like you people. You're pitiful and stupid. I hate you all. Every humanity sucks. This is all dumb. Screaming at everybody. Who do you worms think you are? And you're like, oh, what just happened? What did Billy say on national TV that's going to have him stray away from people? Clearly something entered his mind. The use of the word worm makes me think that it's going to be like Mr. Mind. Is that the name of the worm? And the book ends like, uh-oh, Billy just said something bad on television that he couldn't control. The world's going to turn on Shazam. Look, it's a tale as old as time when like a hero like does something that the public doesn't agree with and like their popularity isn't in favor anymore. It happens all the time. I don't have any complaints of that. I just think like, yeah, okay. I mean, for Billy, it's a bigger deal because he's like a young person. He doesn't know like that feeling of everyone hating you. So it's okay. I do hope it doesn't become like the staying force of this issue or like this run where it's like Billy has to go against people now. It's like, I don't need to see that. But if it's like an easy journey where it's like, I was being manipulated by the worm, I'm here for that. That's a fun idea. Overall, good issue. Mark Waid knows how to set up a story. The artwork is perfect. It's cheesy, it's goofy. We love it so much. It's just a great way to get back to this character who has had a weird couple of years. And that's kind of all you need. I do dig it. I think it's an important book, and I hope people check it out. It's interesting. It might be... no, I was going to say it might be my favorite of, like, the current Dawn of DC crop. It's a good book, though. It's maybe in, like, it might be one of the best I've read so far. So, Shazam issue number 1. I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.